Hello everyone, I am Professor Nayanasni from Department of Information Technology, Parvatibai Genbamosi College of Engineering, Pagori. So in this session, we'll start with the class diagram, or we can say the class modeling or the domain modeling. So we have different things to see in this. First is the approaches for identifying the classes by using the noun phrase approach. Then we have the class responsibility collaboration approach, that is CRC cards. Then the naming convention for the classes, then the different association for the classes, then identification of that particular association, then generalization, specialization, aggregation, composition, relationships, attributes and method identification. So for this particular thing, for the class diagram, we'll see all the topics which are related for the class modeling. So let us start with some basic things. A UML class diagram is made up of two things. First is the set of classes and the set of relationship between the classes. So what the UML class diagram content, different classes and the relationship among that different classes. So the candidate class can be discovered in the various way of three types. There are three different ways to identify the candidate class. First is the noun and the noun phrase. Identify the noun and noun phrase. That is your class name. Second is the verbs. Verbs are nothing but your actions. Actions are nothing but your methods. And the adjective. Now the adjective are the attributes. The different attributes the class is having is nothing but your adjective. So in different or the problem domain or the problem statement, the noun and the noun phrase is the class name. The verbs are the actions, that means your methods which perform something which has some input and gives some output, that is your methods. And the adjective are your attributes. Attributes are nothing but the data attribute or the different attribute of a class. From where you can take it? You can take it from your use cases, your actor goal list, your application narratives and the problem description. From the problem description or from the actor goal list or from the problem domain, you can identify your noun phrase, your verbs and the adjective. So the noun and the noun phrase are the class names, verbs are the actions, that means the methods, and the adjective are your attributes. So now we'll see the class diagram and its use. So class diagram is used for describing the static view of the system, means it will give the structural view of the system, the different classes which takes place into the particular system. Next, showing the collaboration among the different elements of the static view. Showing the collaboration means showing the relationship between the different classes of that structural view or the static view. Then describing the functionalities performed by the system. What different functionality are performed by the different classes. And the last one is construction of the software application using the object-oriented language, as the object-oriented language contains the classes. So using the class diagram, we can construct the software application using the object-oriented language. So next we'll move to the class responsibility collaborators. That means the CRC. Now the CRC, it is the collection of the standard index card that have been divided into three sections. Now what the CRC is, CRC is having the three sections. CRC is nothing but the card, class responsibility collaborator card. So generally it is given to the developer where there are the different classes and different classes are having the different responsibilities, or we can say the collaboration, or we can say relationship between the different classes, or one class may have the relationship with the different classes. So the CRC card is given to each developer or the software engineer that has the class name and the collaborators. Here is the basic diagram of the CRC card. There is a class name of that particular class name, that responsibility under that class, and that responsibility are related with which different classes are nothing but your collaborators. So the three different things in the CRC are: first is the class name, second is the responsibility, and third is the collaborator. So the class represent a collection of similar type of object. A responsibility is something that a class knows or does. Responsibility is nothing but your functionality or your methods. And the collaborator is the another class that a class interact with to fulfill the responsibilities. So the collaborator are nothing but the other classes which the original class assigns or associates to complete the responsibilities. Means the class name or whatever, if you take the example of the student class is related or connected to the seminar class, that is nothing but your collaborator class, to fulfill the student member, the student number, the name, address, phone number, enroll in a seminar, drop a seminar request for the transcripts. So these things may be get from the seminar collaborator. So the CRC is having three things. First is the class name. Class name is students for this particular example. There is responsibility. Responsibility are nothing but the data members or the member functions. So the student number, the name of the student, the address of the student, the phone number of that particular student, then enrollment in a seminar, which seminar they have enrolled, then drop a seminar, and then request for a transcript. So these things will get from the seminar class. So seminar class will act as a collaborator. The student number, names, address, its all information will act as a responsibility, or we can say the functionality, and the class name is the students. So the CRC card, I have again explained the CRC card. The CRC card are not a part of UML specification, but they are a useful tool for organizing the classes during the analysis and design phase. A physical CRC card is representing a single class. As we have seen the student class, each card lists the class name. So each card is having the class name, its attributes and the methods that I have also explained in last slides. The name of the student, the roll number, then seminar registered, then drop seminar, then transcripts, then address. These all things are the attributes and method of the particular class, that means the responsibility, and the class association, that is nothing but your collaboration, from which classes will get the information or from which classes we are associated for getting that particular information. So that are the collaborators. The collection of this CRC card is the CRC model. So the different CRC card, when we put together the different CRC cards which having the different classes and different collaborators, so the collaborators we have to put to the nearby classes. So that model is called as the CRC model, having the different cards. Each card is placed according to the responsibilities and the collaboration. So using the CRC card, the straightforward addition to the object-oriented analysis and designing. So the first thing is to identify the classes, then to list the responsibility and to list the collaborators. So the collection of all these cards is called as a CRC model. The CRC card can be used during the analysis and design phase while the classes are being discovered in order to keep the track of them. So the CRC card is used by using the analysis and design phase and given to the developers, or we can say the software engineers, to keep track which developer or which software engineer is developing a particular card with some responsibilities and with some collaborators. Collaborators are nothing but the external classes which are associated for that particular class. So this is the CRC, that is a class responsibility collaborators. This is the class responsibility collaborator model. So in this first class is enrollment. We have the class name, we have the responsibility, and we have the collaborators. So class name is the enrollment. Responsibilities are the marks received, average to the date, final grade, student, and the seminar. And the seminar is the collaborators. Collaborator means we will get the information of this particular seminar, the student registered under the seminar from the seminar class. Again, the transcript, the student schedule, and the room. The transcript is nothing but the prototype which will give us the student name, the details for the fees, then the details for the student receipt and all things, enrollment of that particular students that is needed to find the student which is enrolled under that particular seminar. So the next class which is collaborated for the seminar is the student schedule. So we have to receive the student schedule to find which student is registered for which seminar. So we have different seminars. We have professor, we have student, we have enrollment, we have room for this collaborator for this particular class. That is the student schedule. Student schedule will again have the prototype as a responsibility and the collaborator as the seminar, professor, student, enrollment and room. Then again we have the third class, that is a room. Room will have the building, then the room number, the type, that means it is a lab or a class, then the number of sets available in that particular room, then the gate number or the building name, then we have provide available time slots. What time slots are available for that particular room, and for the particular this class, that is the room, we have collaborator as the building. So the different information regarding the building will be get from this collaborator class building. Again we have the professor, because the student schedule have the collaborator class as a professor, so we need to place the professor here, which will again have the name of the professor, the address, the number, email ID of that particular professor, salary, then provided the information related to the seminar and the instructions. So this will again have the class collaborator as a seminar. Again the seminar will fetch the different information from the seminar class. So that is the name of the seminar, then seminar number, fees for that particular seminar, then enrollment of the students for that particular seminar, instruction for that particular seminar, then adding the students and dropping the students. Those who have not paid the fees, so we can drop the students. Again this will have the collaborator class as a student and the professors. So professor can add the student, professor can drop the students. So this is the collaborator for class seminar, which is associated with the seminar class. Again we have students. So student again have the different entities, that means the relationship or responsibilities for the an external class is your enrollment, that is the collaborator class is the enrollment. Again we have the building as a class name, which will have the responsibilities as building name, rooms, provided numbers, list of available slots for that particular room and all. And we have the external collaborator as the room, which will fetch the information for that particular time slots for that particular building and the number of rooms in that particular building. So this is the CRC, that is a class responsibility collaborators, which will have the class name, which will have some responsibility, and the external collaborators. Again the external collaborators we have to place nearby for that particular class, so we can easily access the different things from that collaborators. Now the seminar class is here. Again for the seminar will require the student and the professor. So we have the student class, we have the professor class, so that are placed nearby so that we can understand the static view of that particular system using the different cards. So this is the class responsibility collaborators. In the next session we'll start with the class diagram and its association, different association and relationships. So I hope you have understand the class responsibility collaborators, that is the CRC cards. Sometimes there is a question in the examination to draw the CRC model for the particular system. So you have to identify the classes, the collaborators and the responsibilities for the particular classes. For that particular class, and according to you have to draw the different cards in the system. So thank you. If you have any comment, please comment in the comment box. Thank you.